Hello everyone and welcome to Explosive Ideology. My name is Johnny and today I want to talk to you about the Boston Free Speech Rally and the now canceled San Francisco Freedom Rally. As you know, a few days ago, or a little while ago I should say, there was a rally in Boston. A white supremacist Nazi rally held by the worst type of people we have in America. Now, what strikes me as really odd is that 40,000 plus people came out to counter-protest the freedom of speech rally in Boston, labeling it as this white supremacist, KKK-loving rally. Out of these 40,000 people that came out to counter-protest, nobody did their homework. Nobody went and just did a little bit of research to see that this was actually, surprisingly, just a free speech rally. Isn't that kind of weird? Everybody just believed what they heard from all these media outlets, from all these left-leaning organizations. All these people heard was, white supremacists are coming. It's Charlottesville 2.0. They're coming to Boston. We can't stand for this. Even though none of that was the case. And even a little bit of research into this, people would have realized. To go to one of the organizers' Facebook pages and see he denounced it being a white supremacist rally. He denounced that it would be something like that. Even on their Facebook page for the rally, they said this is not about Nazism, this is not about white supremacy, and if white supremacists come, we're gonna ask them to leave. The people that took part in this rally were multiple different backgrounds. Look at here. Does this man look like a white supremacist to you? I don't know, but he looks like he's Indian. Oh, let's see. Oh, he is Indian. That's weird. So, people are telling me that this Indian man, this man who's running for a government position against the current Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, nobody knew what he looked like? Or maybe people are saying that an Indian man is a part of neo-Nazism? I'm not too sure. But what I do know is if you looked at the people at this rally, at the Freedom of Speech rally in the Boston Commons, you'll see that there's a very diverse group of people there. Another man that's speaking there. Does he look like a white supremacist to you? Maybe he does. You tell me. There was an Asian American man there and there were women there too. There was a man wearing a Trump support hat with support for Antifa. A little bit of a mixed message, sure, but it was still there. Of course, I don't agree with everybody's positions there, and I definitely don't agree with most of what they were saying, but the fact is that none of it was neo-Nazism. None of it was white supremacy. It goes to show what climate we're in today, where just the mere mention that a rally could have neo-Nazism in it had 40,000 people come out. But it didn't have neo-Nazism in it. If you can get 40,000 people together to protest against something that doesn't even exist, that's scary to me. That you're able to get 40,000 people all bothered by something that's not there. We should all, of course, be bothered by Nazism, white supremacy. Those things are absolutely disgusting. But we also need to realize when we have these rallies that have nothing to do with it. Just because we have conservative speakers doesn't make it a white supremacist rally. Not only this, but one of the biggest activist groups that are currently in America, Black Lives Matter, was invited to this event. They were invited to have a speaker come out and speak on behalf of Black Lives Matter. Now, this happened days before the actual rally, but they didn't send any representative. They actually didn't even mention this on their Facebook pages. They didn't mention this on their Twitters. They didn't mention this anywhere to any of their supporters. That, to me, kind of throws up a bunch of red flags, because Black Lives Matter also organized one of the counter-protests to this. So, would a neo-Nazi or white supremacist really invite Black Lives Matter to have their own speaker at an event? Would they really give a voice to black people in America? No, they probably wouldn't. And even though Black Lives Matter knew about this, they still said nothing. Why would that be? Maybe because it doesn't fit their narrative? Maybe because they were getting money for their counter-protest, around $20,000? Maybe it was that. I don't know. But what I do know is that we can't stifle free speech because we're scared of racism. We're scared of what people might say. Now, a counter-protest against real racism is a great thing. And let me be clear. We shouldn't be stifling free speech for anybody. It doesn't matter if they're neo-Nazis or not. We shouldn't be stopping people from speaking. We need people's ideas out in the light so we can go, hey, your idea sucks. And this is why. White supremacists, neo-Nazi, Antifa, black, whoever. You have to let them speak. Even if it's hatred, even if it's bigotry. But you have to let them speak. But we should be clear when we're actually going after them, when you're actually going to debate and going to counter-protest these people, that they're the actual people you want to counter-protest against. They're not just a random free speech rally that actually just wanted to be free speech. And now the ripples from this are going way far out. Now, currently, the San Francisco Freedom Rally has been canceled. The leader of the Freedom Rally in San Francisco, Joey Gibbetson, he made an announcement on Facebook on Friday. Some have claimed that this is about bigotry and hatred, but they denounce it. Gibbetson said, "We've decided that tomorrow really seems like a setup. It doesn't seem safe. We're not going to go down there. We're not going to have a rally at Crissy Field." Two members of the government that were opposed to issuing the permit for these people said that it was a likely violent protest by white nationalists. And again, everybody believed them. Nobody is doing their research. The organizers of this event specifically stated there will be no communists, no Antifa, no neo-Nazis, no nothing. We don't want any of these types of people that are going to cause a disturbance at this event. Whether this is true or not, I can't say, because it didn't happen. Of course they could say, no, it's about prayer, it's about this, but in disguise it could be a white supremacist rally. Of course that could be the case. However, it doesn't matter. They should be allowed to speak anyway. But the thing is where does this stop? People are starting to shut down free speech. They're starting to threaten others' free speech for having the wrong views. Now this is not something we should be doing. You want to speak out against something, perfect. But as we saw in Boston, even when there's no neo-Nazis, even when there's no white supremacists, even when the talking is not about hatred, there was still violence.
I'm not a Nazi.
What are those earrings? At least tell us that. At least tell us that. Forget this whole thing. At least tell us that. I didn't know girls could grow beards. Get them on one of these buses. Hey, this is your life, my man? This is your life?
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm 100% against white supremacists, neo-Nazis, anybody like this. However, they still are Americans. They still have their First Amendment right to be able to speak. It seems like nowadays, anybody with conservative views is vilified, is grouped in with all these neo-Nazis. And that's just not the case. Like I said for the Freedom of Speech rally in Boston, these people did have some conservative values, did have some conservative views. And because of it, it went from just a little organization, a little rally event, to 40,000 people being tricked into thinking that this rally was about white supremacy just because they had some conservative views. And it seems like this is the case again in San Francisco with this canceled event. Do you really think white supremacists would cancel an event? Do you think they would go out of their way to organize everything to want to have a rally than to just, nah, we're just not gonna do it. No, of course not. They'd go out there ready to fight. They'd go out there wanting people to fight them about it. Because it would further their own narrative. They can point and go, look what's happening in America, blah, blah, blah. Canceling wouldn't mean anything to them. They wouldn't even think about it. Again, this is my opinion and I could be wrong, but it just doesn't make any sense. This more or less seems like a moderate rally to get people to talk to each other. The main point of this video is we have to stop stifling free speech. We can't pick and choose who gets to speak and who doesn't get to speak. It's not how it works here in America. Everybody gets to speak. No matter how disgusting their opinions are, you use your voice to combat theirs. My other point for this video is start talking to each other. Have a conversation. I understand that the left and the right really aren't getting along right now. However, just talk to each other. Even if you don't agree, that's fine. You're not gonna agree. But the problem is we're not talking to each other. And it's very clear by how the right is now being extremely vilified. And it's starting to now be the left that's getting extremely vilified by the actions of Antifa and the actions of people at these rallies that are causing problems. Just talk to each other. That's what I want to do here. I want to start a conversation with everybody. If you agreed with my opinions, if you disagree with my opinions, if you whatever, I want you to comment down below. I want you to tell me how you feel about these two events and about what's happening in America. And let's see if we can talk about this. Let's see if we can have a conversation about this. I could be wrong. I'm a moderate. I'm in the middle. But if my opinion is wrong, it is wrong. Tell me. Show me. Show me how it's wrong. Show me facts. If you want to give your opinion, give your opinion. Let's have a discussion. Let's have a good thought out thing. Let's talk. Just in the comments, let me know how you feel and try to have a conversation. And I'll see you guys next time.